Welcome to Classic Heart, the BMW Group Classic Podcast. This is JP, and today Maxime Cassagne will share all about his amazing BMX career and his interesting BMW collection.
This car is the most honest car you ever see.
It's been a dream ever since I've had it.
The first time I heard that engine screaming, I thought, I gotta have one of those.
It's the joy of driving.
What's great about a BMW Classic is the community that surrounds it.
When you listen to that, that's why we're here.
Maxime is an exceptional athlete and renowned French BMX rider. He has not only achieved remarkable success on two wheels, but also harbors a deep passion for BMW cars. How all this fit together, he will tell us himself. Welcome, Maxime. How are you?
Yeah, super happy to be here and thanks for having me.
I think it's totally amazing because you are the first member of the exports movement in our podcast. So we're super happy to speak about this. So tell us a bit more. What are you doing exactly when you say I'm in the BMX world?
Yeah, I'm in the BMX world into flatland. So flatland is just like freestyle BMX. So you do tricks on a flat ground with a BMX bike who have 4 pegs. So you use those pegs and then you can choose to be on the front wheel or on the back. But I think if you tap BMX Flatland on YouTube, you can find some good videos to see how it looks, because it's very difficult. For me, if I can explain it in some words, it's just hip-hop on a bike.
Hip-hop on a bike sounds very cool. So that means you have this little, how you call the little metal things on the center of the wheel?
The pegs.
The pegs. So that's where you really can stand on. They're so durable that you can stand on them. And then you do these crazy things where standing on the front wheel, turning the whole bicycle around and jump on things. That's absolutely amazing. And of course, me being born in 1979, when all this movement was just in the blink of the start, growing up with this. And of course, I needed to have a BMX as well. But for you, Maxime, how did you start your career in this sport?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange sport, you know. It's not a sport you can notice or see it every day. We are just a few hundreds people in France doing it, and a few thousand in the world. But I was looking television when I was maybe 12 or something like that. And I saw a BMX show by Alex Jumlin, who is a famous 4 times world champion French BMX rider. And that is now a friend. And I was like, wow, that's something I want to do. Something like dancing on this bike. And I was blown away. So,
what do you respond to someone who's telling you, come on, Maxime, this is nice, but that's not really a sport. But you are athletes, aren't you?
Yeah, we try to train as often as we can because, I have a family, I have a baby girl. So, and a full-time job, it's not my job. I just, it's a passion. I try to train as often as I can. And it's very athletic because we have 3 minutes run, but you have to be so focused because the aim is to do combos with different tricks and to add them on the front wheel, on the back wheel, maybe mix both of them without touching the ground.
So you have your professional career in communication, but looking back at the BMX career, how did it evolve over the time?
I began some years ago now. I was doing high school prep for 2 years. And then I went 1 year to Argentina. So for 3 years I stopped. But then I came back to ride and it was like very different. All the people took their brakes off and they were doing like more spinning tricks, doing tricks with more speed. So it was different. And I was like, wow, I'm doing a bit of all tricks, all combos. So I need to begin all over again. And so after that, it took me some years, maybe until 2020, 2029, where I participate to Master of Creativity. So it was very challenging because there was participants from all over the world, from Japan, from Australia, Canada, Singapore, a lot of places. And this competition was focusing on creativity.
Yeah.
That is, for me, the best part of a sport, because we still can invent tricks nowadays, even if thousands and thousands have been done before. And that's the good part of a sport. But yeah, I finished 2 of 50 people, something like that, from all over the world. And I was very happy, the first French guy.
Yeah, super.
And after that, I won my competition in masterclass, because in BMX we have a novice, amateur, expert, master, and pro. So I was doing some podiums in master for some years. So I won the Astrolabe contest in France. After that, I decided I will get my ass kicked in pro class. But it's very challenging and motivating to ride with as an example, Alex Jumlin. It was the guy on the poster in my bedroom when I was a teenager.
Okay.
And so now in pro is always difficult, because I really wanted to change my riding and don't do the same run as I do in master.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm working at the moment in new moves, better combos, but it takes months, and maybe will take 1 or 2 years to master them, to do them in a competition. It's another story.
What I find so cool about this kind of, I will really call them artistic and creative sports, right, is that actually, even if your body fitness allows you to jump off and on the bike and whatever you want to do, there is no limitation of age. Tony Hawk has reached a certain age, but still he's an icon, and he can pull up with tricks whenever he wants to as well. Like same in surfing and things like this.
Sure. That's the best part of the sport too, because I think you can ride until maybe 60 or something, because the guy that invented that discipline back in the days, some of them are still riding today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that was in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So amazing.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
But that is cool, because it gives you perspective. So I'm 36, but maybe I still have 20 years of riding.
Yeah, why not?
So if you stay focused, you stay in shape, you health well, you can go as fast as you want.
Maxime, beyond your BMX career, you have another love. So you have the love for the family, that's for sure. You love BMX, but there's also a love for BMWs. When did all this BMW hype for yourself start?
It started very late when I met the Drive Club team. So my friends from the car scene.
Yeah.
And I think I got my Twingo 1, Renault Twingo,
Yes.
until 25 years old. Until I started to work and to have enough money to buy my first car. But my first BMW, it was the 1M, the BMW 1M back
It's a
in
good start.
2018. Yeah, it was 7 years ago. And I still have that car, one of my fave.
So how did this car came to you?
It was a car that when it was out back in 2011,
Yeah.
I fell in love with that car. Those flares and everything. I was like, wow. It looks like a DTM car. And wow.
It does,
if
actually.
one day I can afford one, I will take one. So it was my first car, and I fell in love immediately, because it's a very raw car and very analogic.
Yes.
That's what I like about cars.
Tell us more about how you started to find the car.
I think that's also the best part of the hunt,
Yeah.
I always prefer buying it from passionate guy,
Yeah.
I almost never buy from pros. I search online. I register to forum to get all the infos about the cars, all the drawbacks it can have, the focus points to look after. So it's very interesting for me to share. And when I can help somebody, I do the same,
Yes, I think the community aspect is a wonderful thing. Besides the passion, there's a lot of knowledge floating around, and also willingness to help and to share this knowledge as well. And speaking about sharing, by the way, do you know who shares your fascination for the BMW 1M? It's Shmi. We had him on this podcast, and he was like in love with his 1M. And if you missed the episode with Shmi, just look for Classic Heart episode number 37. So Shmi's cars are all very colorful. What color is your 1M, Maxime?
Mine is white, Alpine white.
The Alpine white, classical Alpine white.
I think at the beginning, I was like, oh, no, black is... it's too dark for me.
Yeah.
And it covers a bit the forms of the 1M. I thought, huh? And the orange, when I bought it, I was like, maybe it's a bit too flashy.
Yeah.
But now I must admit, it's the best color. Balenciaga orange is incredible.
Yeah,
and maybe I will switch one day.
I mean, you can foil the white one, maybe.
Yeah.
I have to say that the white color works very well on the car. So I think it's a good decision. But of course, the iconic color out of the three you can order the car definitely is the Valencia orange. That's for sure. So this is one car of your small collection. And I think it's fair to say a collection because you have a very distinctive taste. So I know for a fact there's a BMW 700.
Yeah, a coupe sport from 61. And it's a very strange choice for
it is actually,
young people.
Yeah,
I
absolutely. I think it's a very good choice because it's, if you look at the line of ancestors, the 700 is like the great grandfather of your 1M.
Sure.
Because it was meant for the hill climbs at that time. And it's a tiny, neat little car. Describe the car a little bit with your words, please.
Yeah, it's a 2-cylinder, 700 cubic inches. And the model is from a motorcycle.
Yes.
From the same year, a BMW 1, back of the car.
Yeah.
And it's a rear-wheel drive. Manual, 4-speed. And it's only 40 HP. But with 550 kilos, it's very light, so it still can go to 140 kilometers. So I can take the highway, and everybody is super surprised with that car.
Yes.
Because I lowered it with Spax damper, so it handles very well. It's very
cool.
well. Without bumpers, and it's a red one, so very appealing.
Yes.
Everybody stare at it. The old people that maybe it reminds them old times, back in the 60s
Absolutely.
or the 70s. So it's a time capsule. That's why I love it. And it's very funny car. And I love funny cars. For me, it's not just about image or brand. It's just about fun.
I mean, I remember years ago that BMW Group Classic called me and said there's this little kind of, it was like a reinterpretation of a famous hill climb. And they said, yeah, we have these cars for you to choose. And at that time, I never heard about the 700. So they said, would like to go that one. And I'm quite heavy and I'm quite tall. But funny enough, it was very spacious and roomy and very comfortable to drive. And because it's such small numbers produced that there are also not many survivors. So I think it's something very rare. And let's not forget, it seems that the famous designer Michelotti has also his hands on that car. And I think that makes it also so special. And the rear lights, the pointy ones, they remind me on the old Peugeots a little bit. If you have these old small Peugeot limousines, like the tiny ones, it's a bit of this one. So it's a good connection for you, Max, as well. Do you remember your first drive with that car?
It was in Toulouse, and I took it just to test drive it and to see how it works, how it handle. And I was like with a smile on my face, and all the people seeing the car smiling. It's just the way it is. It brings happiness to people, and they just don't know what it is because they see a BMW badge on it. And with the first drive, I went straight to see the BMW dealer in Toulouse. And all the guys from the dealership, they came out because a lot of them didn't know about the models. So they all went to see the car and to discover the 700 Coupe Sport. And it's always good memories to share those cars.
Yeah, I love that.
A lot of BMW Classic fans
Yes.
don't even know.
We all know the big boys and the big legend cars, but we forgot about the small and unsung heroes of the BMW history. And I think the BMW 700 is definitely one of these unsung heroes. I have to say, your BMWs are a perfect mirror of the BMW model history. So I think the eldest one is the 700. Then comes the 2002.
Sure.
Which is representing the 70s like no other BMW, in my opinion. And so it's so famous. And then also with all the different versions of it up to the TII, which is, of course, one of the most sought after ones. I think it's the BMW M5 Touring, the E61, right?
Yeah, the V10 one.
Yes,
The beast.
exactly. My dream car, by the way.
It was mine too.
And you know what? What I find so cool, besides the engine, I mean, this car is relatively old in terms of numbers, right? But it looks still so modern. It was such a great design at its time.
To be honest, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, I don't like it so much. And it aged so well that maybe 2 years ago, I was like, damn, I want one. I see that the price are rising. And I think I must buy one before it's too late because it's such an iconic car. 1,000 produced in worldwide. It's crazy.
Nothing.
And that's something we won't see again. A V10 in a Touring. It's something maybe a bit stupid today, but
it's a bit stupid, but it's the good stupid. Yeah. I mean, it looks like an old combi, a station wagon, and then it has this brutal V10 in it.
Yeah, it's the perfect all-rounder. It can do it all, and that's why I bought it just before my daughter Paola was born.
Yeah, and didn't you go buying the car together with Razi from the Hofmeisters?
Yeah, it's always good memories. So we spent the day with Razi in Brussels, and then he loaned me his X5 4.8 ES.
Yes.
So I took the X5 and go collecting the M5, and I was like, wow, blown away by the car. So we came back to France in one shot, and it was a crazy trip.
I'm a big fan of the V10, so that's seriously, and this is also why I like the Audi RS6 with the V10. It's also, I mean, I would choose the BMW Touring, but to be honest, if you want an RS6, the Avant is easier to get than a M5 Touring, I have to say.
Sure, it's cheaper.
Cheaper,
and a super nice car too.
Yes,
but I got another car, the special one, the Lotus Exige. The first generation.
Yes.
I got an Elise for 7 years and it never let me down. I put 40,000 miles on it, so a lot. I used to drive it to go everywhere before being a dad.
Yeah, I think that's normal when you have kids. Some things change and there are a lot of things on the agenda every day. Maxime, but you also own a BMW 2002. For me, another icon within the BMW history.
Yeah, I bought it back in 2020, so 5 years ago. All original, second owner, with all the paper, all the story of the car. I love keep certain cars original, but the 2002, just with a few touches, you can change the handling a lot. And so, yeah, I transformed it a bit into a TII. Something like that, because I changed suspensions, brakes. We rebuilt the motor with AAC, double Weber carbs, full stainless steel exhausts, better tires, short shifter from AKG, recal seats. So now it's a super little sporty car, and I love it because it's an old grandma. But I can keep with some little GTI, so it's always funny because the people get surprised by the car.
If I speak to friends in BMW design or other car designers, automotive designers, they all hang out at the car meets to see what other people have done to maybe their creations or to normal cars and get inspired by this for future cars. And it could be like the lower chassis, the kind of bodywork they do. I mean, so I think it's totally valuable and it puts a smile on your face. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And for those who want to have a look into Maxime's collection, you are invited to watch a short film which is called Passing on the Passion, a film made by the BMW Group Classic, and you can find it on the BMW Group Classic YouTube channel. In the film, Maxime, there's also visible your impressive home. It looks very cozy, spacious, and you have your workshop there, you have your BMX bikes and your BMW cars right next to the living room. What kind of house is that?
It's something very special. It's a fireman station. My city of origin, they were selling the building back in 2022. I was playing there when I was 15 years old, so I came to visit it again 20 years later. And I was like, wow, there is a big garage, there is 3 flats on top. So it's perfect for a family life.
Yeah.
It was very cheap. And so we had to present the project. I did something very seriously and just telling the truth that I was doing to do car meets and BMX competitions, trainings and lessons for young people.
Yeah.
And so, the city voted for the best project and I won. So, the journey began. And in 6 months, we did everything. So 3 flats and we rent 2 of them. And so we got our dream place. And for almost nothing, we have the loft with the garage, 300 meters. I can have all my cars.
Yeah.
I can have my BMX training place. Yeah.
If you watch the video I mentioned earlier, you see that you have like all the things you want, from gaming over collectibles and things like this.
The problem is I'm a passionate guy. And my girlfriend, Jana, she loves the same thing as me, movies, pop cultures. So we always go on second-hand markets, brocants, all the things. We love design too and architecture. So it's our place and we made it like we like it.
Perfect.
Something a bit different, but very special for us.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. And, speaking about playful things, we have a little thing that's called the pit stop. And that's a series of questions where you just have to choose between 2 options. So, Max, we are ready for the pit stop. 3, 2, 1. Sporty agility or luxury comfort?
Sporty.
Black or colorful?
Colorful.
Mint condition or patina with history?
Mint condition.
Customization or factory perfection?
Customization.
Driving alone or with passengers?
With friends.
Driving yourself or being driven?
Driving myself for sure.
Car sharing or owning your own vehicle only?
Owning my only vehicle.
Road trip or racetrack?
Road trips.
BMW M Performance or Rolls-Royce Luxury?
And performance for sure.
Autobahn or winding country road?
Winding country roads.
Manual or automatic?
Manual.
Petrol or diesel?
Petrol.
Diesel or electric?
Diesel.
Electric or no car?
Electric.
Engine in the front or in the rear?
In the rear.
Inline 6 or V8?
V8 for the sound.
Sell or keep?
Keep them all.
Radio on or off while driving?
Radio on.
Thank you very much, Max.
It's difficult.
You were very disciplined. I love that. So you said you like colorful cars better than black cars. Your 1M is an Alpine white. The BMW 700 is red. Big question, what color is the M5 Touring?
The Touring is black and the O2 is blue.
So
and my Alpina D3 is gray.
Now you come with a secret. You haven't mentioned the Alpina. Now we open a completely different box.
Yeah. And my scooter, BMW C1,
Ah,
a red one.
very cool. That's also good. So it's an amazing. I full stop. No car can go. No scooter can go because it's the best combination of all periods, I would say.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then you said driving with friends. So that's really like, it's the social part also of owning a car, right?
Always sharing those moments, making memories with friends. I have beautiful roads close to La Caserne, to my spot.
Yes.
But the thing I like most is driving with friends. Going on a road trip through the Pyrenees,
Yes.
going through the ocean. So we are very, very lucky to have a mountains, ocean, everything. It's quite close for home.
You're blessed with that area. It's such an amazing place. And what I started doing when I'm not familiar with the area or I just want to explore the area where I am, I type in a destination like a restaurant, something like this, and then I choose the bicycle route. Because in the majority of times, the bicycle route is alongside a wonderful beer route, unlike country road. So I find the most amazing roads that are suggested by whatever service you're using for maps or Google Maps or whatever it is.
Super nice techniques, huh? I didn't know.
I tried. It's very worthwhile.
We have some apps in France to find curvy roads. So it's cool too.
Yeah. We come to the end of our podcast already, Max. Time is flying. It was so inspiring. But I have one final question. If you had the opportunity to plan one epic road trip with one of your BMWs, where would you go?
Villa d'Este.
Okay.
In May.
Road trip to Villa d'Este. Fantastic.
Yeah, Villa d'Este to discover Italy and to see some friends at the Hofmeisters meeting at Villa
Yes.
Erba. So we are planning this for months and we will cross the Alps and everything. So it's going to be a good one. And I will meet the Hofmeisters team there, Razi, Jasper, Danny, Benny, and meet you
Yes,
in
of
real
course.
life. So I always thanks the brand. It's crazy that BMW, they sent me those cars last year for the event.
Yeah.
I did in Villemur. So I got a Formula One, I got a 328, the 320 SI, the M1 Pro car, and it was a success. And everybody was crazy about those cars.
Yeah.
And I must say a big thank you to Benny that made all this possible. So yeah, it's a big community, and which brand can allow you to have all these opportunities is crazy. So I will say a big thank you for that.
Yeah, I think that's also, we're referring to Benny Voss from BMW Group Classic, and he is the one who's managing all the relations of the community of BMW Classic. And he is really so much forward thinking and so open to ideas. That's amazing. And you mentioned the BMW Classic event at Villa Erba. And if you want to join, still there are tickets for sale. So if you want to join the Hofmeisters and all the other BMW activities and also other brands that will be shown there, and we're having an auction from our friends at Broad Arrow. So there's a lot of things going on around the Villa d'Este. So if you don't have any plans in May, just check out the Villa d'Este website and you will find all information about ticketing. And you can join us and see all of us, as well as many guests of this podcast in real life. So with this, we come to the end of this episode of Classic Heart. Thank you very much, Max, for joining us and sharing also the world of BMX. And thank you all for tuning in. And as always, I would like to ask you to give us a 5-star rating. That would help us beating the algorithm, and also subscribe to our channel. You find everything also on YouTube. And of course, finally, I would like to thank our team. This is our editor, Friederike from Königswald, Marcus and Alex from Scenario Studio, and of course, the mastermind behind everything, our producer, Robin Sizer from Shot One. And merci beaucoup. Bonne journée, Maxime. À bientôt.
Merci beaucoup. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Maxime Cassagne. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.